Hello everyone, it's me, Vanessa, better known as GreatLove91 on Twitter. Feel free to follow me on Twitter and I will follow you back. Just let me know that you watched this video and I will give you a follow. Also, be sure to be following us if you're not already, DTRT Wrestling on Twitter for all your latest wrestling news, rumors, articles, and videos done by me, John, and sometimes Trevor. Also, before I start this recap of Total Divas, I would like to say be sure to tune in for my Raw recap on Blog Talk Radio, www.dtrtwrestling.com/blogtalkradio. It'll be on at 8:30 Pacific Standard Time, or 10:30 or 11:30, depending on your time zone, Eastern Standard Time. So be sure to be tuned in for that. So what I'm going to do today is recap what happened on last night's episode of Total Divas, which aired yesterday. On the 17th of November, I believe. I don't know. It was yesterday, a Sunday. I'm not good with dates. But essentially they had like four major storylines. The storyline of John Cena and Nikki, and John Cena getting his surgery on his elbow. And then the story of, Eva Marie announcing for Raw. And then the story of Brie and Brian trying to, get used to Brian's busy schedule, and then there was a little small story between Naomi, Trinity, and her boyfriend John, Jimmy Uso. So that's essentially what the storyline was about. Natalya wasn't too showcased in this week's episode, but the first thing I want to talk about is Eva Marie being asked to announce on Raw. And the match that she had to do was the Usos and Justin Gabriel versus 3MB. And it was a train wreck, so to say. She forgot to announce Jinder Mahal, and she froze. And, throughout the whole episode, she was, seen practicing. And there was a scene where she was practicing with the guy backstage. I think his name is Mark, one of the not talent relations, but one of the backstage, behind the scenes workers. I don't really remember what his name was, but she was trying to announce Randy Orton, and then she said that Randy Orton was from Los Angeles, California, and he got a little mad, and he was like, Randy Orton's been on this roster for 12, 13 years now, and you can't say that he's from Los Angeles when he's from St. Louis, Missouri, because those fans will eat you up alive because, they care about the wrestlers' facts and stuff. And she was like, well, is there any way that I could cheat? And he was like, no. And she was just, getting really nervous leading up to, announcing on Raw. And, Natalya just told her, just go out there and do it, don't think about it. Natalya even made a comment about, it's not like they're telling you to do, a crossbody into a crowd, or it's not like you're actually wrestling a match. All you have to do is remember a few lines. So, Eva Marie went out there, and like I said, she totally became like a deer in the headlights. She totally forgot to announce Jinder Mahal. And then, even prior to that, when she was announcing the Usos and, 3MB and Justin Gabriel, her voice was really sketchy and screamy, and even Brie Bella. I think it was Brie Bella or Nikki Bella. I couldn't remember which one, but they're like, I just can't listen to this. I gotta walk away. And it was just really bad. I kind of feel bad for Eva Marie because even like Natty said, it seems to be a constant thing with Eva Marie. She bombed the whole Dancing with Fandango, and then she bombed this whole announcing thing. She just keeps messing up on the chances given to her, and even if you guys seen on Raw, she's not the greatest wrestler. And of course, that's to be expected because she's so green and so new. But, she needs to train more if she's really serious about this job, in my opinion. So, yeah, that was, one of the main central storylines, Eva Marie messing up and bombing the announcement. Like I said, I really don't know what to feel on Eva Marie. Sometimes I want to like her, and then sometimes I'm like, you're so annoying, and you keep messing up, and you don't know anything about the business, and I don't know. I guess that's the wrestling fan in me. But then again, I want to give her a chance because she's so new. You know what I mean? So that's it for Eva Marie. And then the next storyline I'll tackle, I guess, is the Nina storyline. John Cena and Nikki. It talks about, them going to Pensacola, Florida to get John Cena's elbow surgery. And they show them in their private jet. And she's talking about how John Cena looks sad, and John Cena talks about how he's not getting any younger, and this career this injury could put him out of action for 6 months, and like they show him getting his surgery done, and Nikki kind of freaks out because there's like blood splattering everywhere. It's a little annoying if you ask me. Of course there's going to be blood. It's a surgery, for crying out loud. I get it. He's your man, but you don't need to worry too much. I don't know. The whole Nikki and John Cena thing, like their relationship, in my opinion, like it seems to be so sexualized. Like, I mean, there's even a scene where like, she's dressed up in like this skimpy nurse outfit, trying to nurse John Cena back to health, and how there's like this scene where she talks to Brie about giving John Cena a bird bath, and how it's a sexy thing, and how Brie's like, you need to calm down, you need to let him, recover from his injury, and it's just really weird. And even prior to that, there was this scene where, because the show this week featured, Nikki moving in with John Cena, and there was like this scene where her box or her bag or whatever was vibrating because apparently, she had all her sex toys in there, and it was a little awkward, and then John Cena was like, well, you don't have to worry, I'm here for you now. And it's just really weird, like their relationship on the show is so sexualized, and it's almost annoying, as opposed to Brie and Brian's relationship, because let's be honest, Brian, Daniel Bryan, he's not the best looking guy on the roster. I mean, he has that scraggly beard, and he's scrawny, and for most women, that's not attractive, but, you can tell that Brie sees something other than looks, and when it comes to Nikki and John, it's like, to me, that's all I see, and, like, on this episode, like, Nikki was, offended when John Cena gave her the, papers about the agreement of her being a guest at his house, I guess, on his lease of his house or whatever. I get it, they haven't moved in yet together, they haven't made that big step, but in any layman's terms, of course you're going to be listed as a guest. Like, don't get offended. You should be thankful that he's letting you stay there anyway. That's already a big step in a relationship, moving in whether you're leased as a guest or not. And she got really offended by that paper, and she was like, well, if I don't sign this paper, I don't know if there's a future between me and John. It was just really annoying, and like I said, I really can't stand them as a couple. I don't know. I just think it's just based on lust and sexual attraction as opposed to genuine feelings that you see with Brian and Brie. Like, next thing I'll talk about, Brian and Brie, Brian now is one of the biggest guys in the company. I mean, of course, he's still not exactly the face of the company, but he has gained a lot of popularity, and, they talk about how with John out on injury that he's, like, going to be the next one to step it up, and Brie knows this and knows that his schedule's going to get, busier and busier. And there's a scene where, Brie and Brian are Skyping, and she's like, I miss you. And she's like, now I get why Nikki's always complaining when John's always gone. I don't know, though. Their relationship just seems more cuter and more real and more genuine, with their dog Josie, and the fact that they're both, like, trying to plan out their schedule so it fits with both of them, and how they're trying to make time to see each other. I just really do appreciate them as a couple, and the same thing can be said for Trinity and John, Naomi and Jimmy from the Usos. And I think for me, they make the show for me because they are so funny. They bring that comedic relief, and it's not just drama with them. Like, there's a scene where they were driving in the car and John cuts a fart, and like Naomi and Ariane, Trinity and Cameron are like, whoa, you farted. Like, they just make this big old deal about, like, oh, hell no, you didn't fart. And like, they're doing the whole jig, hello, jig, hello thing. I don't know, to me it's so cute, and like I said, it gives that like comic relief, and it's not all about drama in their relationship. And then there's another scene where I guess Jimmy has this, John has this like toe problem. There's like fungus growing on his toe, and Trinity, Naomi's telling him to take care of it, and he's like, no, I don't like doctors, which I totally get, because I don't like doctors either, so I can sympathize. And he like puts it off, and then in the match that he had with Justin Gabriel in 3MB, he does this like flying thing off the top rope and lands on his foot, and then like backstage they show him taking it off, and his toe and his sock is all bloody, and it's a bloody mess. And Trinity's like, nah, you're going to the doctor. And they show them at the doctor, and there's this scene where like you know, the doctor's telling them like it's good that you got this done, taken care of, because if you hadn't, it could be contagious to other people. And then like, you know, like Trinity's like, nuh-uh, like, it's not gonna be contagious for me. So she has the doctor check her foot, and lo and behold, she has a little bit of fungus too, so she gets mad. But it was all very like calming and funny, and like there's these other scenes where like, you know, John says things to Trinity like, you look like a bag of Skittles, and I don't know, they're just so funny. They're such a cute couple, and to me, like I said with Bree and Brian, their relationship seems genuine and cool and not so sexualized. At least that's what I'm getting from the show. I don't know if they do that with John and Nikki on purpose, you know, but like I said, I think for me, I love watching the show just to see what, you know, Trinity and John are going to do next, just because I like them as a couple and they make me laugh. And so, yeah, that's essentially all that happened with this week's Total Divas. Next week it teases about, you know, Brian and Bree having a little bit of problems in their relationship because Brian always being so busy, and then it continues with the drama between Nikki and John and the moving agreement and whatnot. And then it also teases like tension between Eva Marie and Natalia. So that's what we have to look forward to. I hope you enjoyed this review. I hope I didn't ramble on too much. Let me know what you thought about this week's Total Divas. Leave me comments in the comment box. And like I said, be sure to catch my Raw recap show tonight at 8:30 Pacific Standard Time, or 10:30 or 11:30 Eastern Standard Time, depending on your time zone. Alright guys, take care, and I will catch you later.